Well, we are 23 days and counting until the nation falls off the fiscal cliff. President Obama and House Speaker John Boehne are going mano a mano in negotiations.
So let's bring in the host of ABC's This Week, George Stephanopoulos. George, I'm going to ask you this question every Sunday until this thing is over. We've just had another
Could
week.
be a long time.
I know. We've just had another week of massive trash talking, brinksmanship. Are we closer or further away from getting a deal?
It's hard to know, but I think when you say they're going mano a mano, they're not. They're not really talking right now. That's what's most incredible. You pointed out there were speeches all week long, symbolic votes in the Senate, a lot of brinksmanship, a lot of ads on television, less than an hour of actual negotiating, one phone call between House Speaker John Boehne and the president, and we are just stuck right now. The Democrats say they're not going to move until the Republicans explicitly say they're going to be for higher tax rates on the wealthy, and then say what they want in return. In terms of spending cuts for those higher tax rates, the Republicans say they're not going to come forward until the Democrats say more about how they want to cut spending. So right now we're stuck. Now, it could be that the well is getting poisoned right now, and that as positions are going to harden. But with all these negotiations, they sometimes look most dire right before they break. Here's the other complication: the debt limit. President Obama has also said that he is not going to negotiate at all over the debt limit. I don't see how you can get that resolved by December 31st.
Now, could Republicans sort of give in on the tax rates and the higher tax rates for the upper middle class and the rich in this country if, let's say, they do want to use the debt limit as sort of leverage?
They could, and a lot of Republicans have started to say, listen, they know taxes are going to go up, but they want to know how far the president is willing to go in cutting spending, especially that entitlement spending, Medicare, Medicaid, even Social Security, before they sign on to the higher rates. And so you got these sides just circling each other without coming together.
All right, gut check, though, because if I'm sitting at home and I don't really follow politics that closely, a lot of this just looks like usual gamesmanship that you see out of Washington. In your gut, do you think this is basically kabuki theater and they'll come to a deal reasonably quickly?
You know, I spent a lot of time on the phone with all sides. I think the odds are about 50-50 right now, which is very high for a negative outcome this far along. I think there's a very good chance that they actually do go over the cliff, at least for a few days at the beginning of the year, and then that galvanizes everything and they finally are able to come to a deal.
Bottom line, they are playing with fire and we could all get burned.
No question about it.
Especially when you see the economy just recovering, as we saw that better than expected jobs report on
and then
Friday.
the question would be, how much harm would this do to the economy if you have all of these spending cuts? This is an across-the-board spending cut on every government program, on top of everyone's taxes going up. Now, I should say, once you see that prospect of everyone's taxes going up, I do think that no matter what, by mid-January at the latest, you will see that tax cut reinstated for most Americans, for the bottom 98%. But a good chance the taxes on the wealthy are going up.
Psychologically, it already is causing damage. We saw consumer confidence drop as well because of what's going on in Washington. George, thanks so much.
All right, George, thanks for cheering us up this morning. We appreciate it. Today on the show, he's got a big show. George has not one, but two powerhouse roundtables. That's later this morning on ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos.